Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is my second Warframe guide video for new beginners. In this video, I'll be giving you my 15 quick tips for new players into Warframe. If you have decided to play this game, installed it and would like some tips to help you start out, this is the video for you. If you have not yet decided whether or not to play this game, please do check out my previous video about 7 things you might want to know before starting to play Warframe. Link is in the cards now. Let's get right to it. Tip number 1. Pick any starter frame. Most of the time, you'll find veteran players recommending you to start out with the Warframe Excalibur. Although I can see the reasons why the Excalibur would be the popular choice, my personal advice is to play any of the 3 starter frames that is suitable to your taste. What is most important is to have fun in Warframe. Therefore feel free to pick any of them that suit your fancy. Excalibur is the decently armored swordsman. Mag is a mage type that uses psychokinetic-like powers. And Volt is also the mage type that specializes more towards utility in speed and shields. All of the 3 starter frames are viable for starting out. If however you're still uncertain on which to pick, my personal recommendation if I were to start a new account is Mag. I will discuss further in detail about the starter frames and explain my choice in my next video, so please do check it out once I have released it. Tip number 2. Get RHINO. I highly recommend that you craft the Warframe RHINO as soon as possible. You will find this advice in almost every forum and community page. And I agree with this consensus because RHINO is one of the easiest to understand and master. His ability to provide better survivability, damage buff, status immunity, and crowd control makes him a great choice to use while you continue to grind for other things and learn the game. He is viable to use until you reach the harder and higher level parts of the game. It is perfectly fine to continue playing without RHINO if you so choose for whatever reason. We generally recommend him because he makes your life so much easier. At the end of the day, it's your choice. Tip number 3. Your first goal is to clear the star chart nodes. I see a lot of new players getting lost on what to do next after finishing a series of tutorials. This is where I believe the developers intended to not handhold the players and allow them to further explore the game freely. You will find unexplored nodes as blinking blue symbols on the navigation star chart. Complete a mission at least once on them to clear the node as explored. I would recommend playing the mission solo first to learn how the specific mission works, but if you start finding it too tough to handle, you could try launching as a public game and hope someone joins in and helps you complete it. The main reason I suggest clearing the star chart is because it allows you to open up access to other types of missions for that node. For example, I have only one Lith Void Fissure active at the moment located at the E Prime on Earth. If I haven't unlocked that node, I will not be able to launch a Lith Void Fissure mission. So clear as much of the star chart as possible. Tip number 4. Get a Mastery Rank 15. Mastery Rank, or known as MR, unlocks access to use more weapons and equipment. You can find many other YouTube channels out there that will give a good explanation about what Mastery Rank is about, so I recommend that you check them out. However, I would recommend grinding your way to Mastery Rank 15 as soon as possible. Because at MR 15 is where you unlock access to all equipment without restrictions. I see new players get frustrated when they ask for recommendations of good weapons but find out later that they do not meet the mastery rank requirements. Get to 15, but I would master any equipment I can get my hands on anyway, as I am a completionist. Tip number 5. Get the SONICOR. This secondary weapon mostly goes under the radar because it is not a popular weapon for the endgame. It does have its problems, such as having weak impact type damage. bouncing projectiles making it difficult to use, and minor knockback since the removal of self-damage features on weapons. But as a starter weapon with a mastery rank of 2, it is a fun weapon to use and invest 1 or 2 formers in. You will be starting out with little to no mods to use as you have not farmed him yet. Therefore, as a plain weapon with no mods, this is still a great weapon to use for low levels. You can see in the video when using no mods on the Warframe and weapons, it is a usable weapon for low levels while clearing the star chart. However, getting the SONICOR will be a bit costly and tricky to farm materials for. It costs 20,000 credits to buy the main blueprint from the market, and the materials required would also be costly for a starting player. If you have a friend or clan member willing to carry you to farm for the materials, especially for the Argon Crystal, you'll be all set for a while. Tip number 6. Know and learn the basics of moving your Warframe. Warframe is a high maneuverability game. Learn about bullet jumping, sliding, gliding, wall jumping, wall latching, rope running, melee slam, dodging, and blink teleport. Exploring your controls will allow you to do more than just sprint running in this game. Tip number 7. Be a pack rat. Loot everything you can find. Resource crates, lockers, mods, drops from enemies. You will need all the resources you can get early on in the game because you will never have enough of them for crafting. Later on in the game you will come across several mods that will help you locate items that you can collect and pick them up automatically by simply approaching it within a few meters. Namely mods like Vacuum, Animal Instinct, and Thief's Wit. There is no need to worry about overcapacity, because. Tip number 8. Inventory is unlimited. There is no real need for inventory management in Warframe. Unlike most other games, you can continue to farm and collect items without worrying about a capacity limit. Just worry about approaching items close enough to loot them while in-game. If there was a time you would do some inventory management, it would be when you need to sell some duplicates for some much-needed credits or endo. Tip number 9. Sentinels are for utility, not damage. Sentinels or companions in Warframe are the equivalent of pets in most other online games. You will receive and craft your first sentinel not long after some tutorials. As cool as it may sound to have a pet that follows you and helps you attack enemies, it is my personal opinion that your companions are mostly useful for the utility. There are players who do mod the companions for damage, but in my personal experience, no companion has ever been able to deal enough damage to matter. Your Warframes and weapons would usually be able to outdamage your companions by far. The main functions I use my companions are for looting, detecting items and enemies, healing my Warframe, restoring shields, scanning codex entries, fishing, and special buffs. However, at the end of the day, it is completely up to you how you want to personalize your companion. Tip number 10. Explore and memorize tilesets. In my previous video, I have mentioned that I recommend you play missions solo. This would allow you to explore the area at your leisure, and it is useful for you to discover some secret areas that can contain more loot. Most of the tile sets in Warframe are quite similar. Once you have memorized them, it will make your future missions a lot easier. Tip number 11. Know that the gear wheel exists. Check what the control scheme of your platform for the gear wheel is. It is a useful tool that allows you to use items that exceed the number you can hotkey with. Some new players do not even discover this until much later into the game. Tip number 12. Plan your farming routes. This may be one of the most troublesome parts for new players to deal with, but doing some homework will save you a lot of farming time later on. Check for mission nodes that will allow you to farm for several things you are aiming for in one go. For example, in the Exterminate mission in Plato on the planet Lua, I could farm for intact sentient core, broken war hilt, broken war blade, crafted former from the rare Orokin storage container, Octavia's chassis blueprint rewarded from the music puzzle, and the rare Ziphos landing craft engines blueprint and Octavia's systems blueprint from opening 3 secret caches hidden throughout the map. So you can see that in one mission I would be able to farm for up to 7 different items that I may need at once. Tip number 13. Once you have your first focus lens, insert it onto your most played Warframe and weapon. I won't go into detail about what a focus lens is for as it will involve spoilers. But once you receive one, use it on your most played Warframes and weapons so that you can start collecting focus points. You will be needing millions of focus points throughout the game and it will be a long and slow grind. Don't worry about wasting it as you'll be able to overwrite an inserted lens with an upgraded lens later on. Knowing this tip early will help you save time getting hundreds of thousands, if not millions of focus points that you could have missed throughout the game. Tip number 14. Stay in range of teammates to gain affinity. In Warframe, we call experience points as affinity. Affinity has a complicated mechanic behind it and I recommend you to study how it works in the Warframe wiki page. However, most new players do not notice that they can gain affinity through a teammate's kills and it is only shared when you are within a certain range of that teammate, which is generally 50 meters. You can find out if you are within affinity range of the number of teammates with this icon on the top right of your screen. Try to stay within range of your teammates and you can gain affinity points from the kills they make. Of course, this is not a hardened rule that you must follow. This is simply a recommendation if you have a hard time ranking up your equipment. Feel free to move around the map as you please. Tip number 15. And lastly, my final tip is to decide and plan your preferred syndicates early. Syndicates are a type of secondary factions in Warframe. However, each syndicate is allied, opposed, and hostile to another specific faction. When you max your standing points with a syndicate, you are required to provide a certain item as sacrifice to rank up to the next level of standing with that syndicate. The higher your rank, the better rewards you'll gain access to. At any time, you can choose to defect and gain standing from an opposing syndicate, but at the cost of losing standing with the former and wasting the resource you sacrificed. Deciding early will help you avoid wasting those precious resources. At best, you'll be able to rank up and maintain up to 4 syndicates at max rank and standing. But achieving that will require some juggling of completing missions for standing points. And that ends my video for my 15 quick tips for new players of Warframe. I hope these tips would be of help to you, or if you think that there may be something that I might have left out, do let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, please do give a thumbs up, comment, share and subscribe for more Warframe videos and other games I play. Till then, this is Void, signing out.